contending with like, what do I actually want and naming it might take you to another direction. Or you have to climb the mountaintop to see that there is no top.
Yeah, it's actually
That's
not
really
what you
good.
thought it was.
And it's a gift.
Yeah. This morning, I was invited to a breakfast to help support Cumberland Heights.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that name?
I do.
And I mean, I first heard about Cumberland Heights 20 years
Recovery?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I first moved to town, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a good friend named Laura who'd gone through there, and sweetheart.
I have a friend from Indiana, close family friend,
who went through
came
there?
down and went through that.
Wow. So I just reconnected with them. One of the ladies reached out to me, sweetheart, and she was like, "Hey, I heard you worked with students," and I was like, "Well, that was a long time ago."
Yeah.
But she's like, "Well, we've just heard about what you did and what you've done, and we'd love to connect." And anyway, just lovely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so went out and met their team and that whole thing, and we're having conversations about coaching, and it was fun for me to actually kind of dip back into my work on adolescence.
Yeah.
I was a professor for a brief time, an adjunct professor teaching on adolescent sociology and all that stuff. I worked with teenagers for 13 years. Fascinates me. So it's really cool. And then they've got lots of other programs. I mean, professionals and just anyone dealing with addiction. And they have just continued to grow. And so it was lovely this morning. We got to hear from somebody who's kind of connected to it. It was a head basketball coach for LSU.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. You're dialed into this stuff better than me. He had a great story. He said he was on meteoric. He was telling a story. He's like, I had a meteoric rise as a basketball coach. Well, this will be a little trivia. We'll see if you get the name.
Okay.
He 35 maybe, and he was the head coach of LSU. Got caught up in an investigation of paying students money or something.
Uh-huh.
Keep in mind now NIL is legal,
Right.
but this was like 5 years ago or something. It wasn't legal. And
I remember all this.
he wound up losing his job.
Yep.
And he went to like some like Marquise State or something. I don't know if I have the name right. McNeese, maybe. I think that sounds right.
That is a thing.
Okay. And then took him to the tournament.
Yep.
So because he got fired from LSU.
Yep.
Winds up taking this no-name team, the no name, but I mean like this, not a big
smaller
basketball school. Takes him to the tournament, and then there's maybe one other school in there that he did too or something. I mean, clearly his skill.
Yeah.
And then he just got hired. Then he'd gotten hired by NC State.
Oh, wow.
And then just got hired back at LSU.
No way.
They're like, well, now what you got in trouble for is legal.
Right. Exactly.
But he had such a great way about him. He was like, look,
I'm not going to pull his name, but I know that story.
Is it Will? I think it's Will. Anyway, what a great, but he was like, hey, you know what? I was arrogant. I was young. Cool. I was humbled. And, I walk every day with gratitude that I get to do the thing I love. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't have a highly addictive personality. I don't think. Like, I can't think of anything that I would say, yeah, I'm addicted to this. But I am addicted to probably a concept. Which is comfort. We've talked about before.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily one thing I get addicted to, but
I can be addicted to comfort.
Yeah.
Where I will rearrange. It would be like, I'm sure there's a clinical, of course there's a clinical definition. But sometimes when people are like, how do I know if I'm addicted? I'm like, well, do you rearrange your life to make sure this thing is happening consistently? Do you orchestrate? Do you orient? Do you reorganize? Is this at the center and becomes the attachment or idol of choice? It's usually when you...
Yes, I was probably overthinking how you were saying that, but I would say probably. It's not a...
By the way, there's three base aspects of the ego. Comfort's one of them. So
right.
I mean, you could make the argument that a lot of us... I want the right pillow. I want the right mattress. I mean, a lot of us are working toward comfort.
Yes.
But it's when it's so dominant that it displaces these other values.
Sometimes, like, so socially.
Yeah.
I am fairly not eccentric. What's the other word?
An extrovert.
Yep. Extroverted. Once I get out and I'm among people and do a thing, I love it. And I get energy from it and all that. But there are times where, especially on the weekdays after work and things like that, it's like I could do this social thing, or I could sit at home and do nothing.
Now, is that refueling?
I'm not saying there's enough room for that.
Okay.
But my problem is it's always but I could do this.
Yeah.
Which I did last night.
You feel the temptation to choose that.
But to be fair, if I am given a social opportunity, I almost always take it.
Yeah.
But there's still a thought of, man, how cool would it be if I didn't have to do that tonight?
So what would change if we're in a coaching session, one of the things I would say to you is, well, what do you want?
Mm-hmm. I want to do more things that aren't comfortable that I know will.
Name me one of those things.
Read more, watch TV less.
Okay. Let's just stay right there. First one that came to your mind. What's missing for that to become reality? I'm going to fill in the gap on this one. Structure, accountability, and reinforcement.
Yep.
This is always my definition of coaching, right? No, you can coach yourself. You can have a mentor. You can hire a coach. But somebody, or if it's self-generative, some people it's self-generative. A lot of people it's not. I need structure. I need accountability and reinforcement. So what would be the structure? So what I would say to you is pull out your calendar.
Yeah.
How many days a week would you like to read and for how many hours each day?
Mm-hmm.
See, now notice what I'm doing. This is coaching. Coaching is we take it out of the ethereal and we get straight to the ground.
Exactly.
So how many times a week? How many hours a day?
5 for sure.
5 days a week.
Yep. At least an hour reading a day.
An hour. So you would go from, you would wind up with, once you put the structure and accountability and reinforcement in place, 10 hours of reading a week at minimum. 5 days, an hour each. Sorry. I was waiting for the quarter drop on that math. I'm ready for you I'm already doubling what you're going to do. So it's 5 hours a week of reading, minimum. And currently on average, you read what?
Probably 2 to 3.
Okay. So I want to increase in 2 hours.
Because at a moment, it might be 30 minutes.
Okay. But I want to increase my reading by 2 hours and do it consistently.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, totally.
You feel strongly about that?
Yeah.
So now the question would be, what's the structure? Now I would say to you, pull out your calendar, put it on. So I can't now, and there's a couple different ways to look at this. One is my people who give me the consistent every day. So every morning at 8:00 before I do a thing, this is my time slot. I have other personality types who I'm too locked in. I got to be able to move it around. And then I'll say to them, okay, then habit stack it. You're not allowed to go to sleep before you've read it. You're not allowed to have your late night snack. You're not allowed to have a cup of coffee. You're not allowed to eat breakfast.
Got it.
What I'm doing is I'm putting accountability in place. I'm making an agreement with myself. You can't eat until you've read. That's an easy one, right? You can't get up in the morning and have breakfast until you've read an hour. Mm-hmm. You can have a coffee. You can't eat. And if you didn't read now, and you're super hungry at lunch, sorry, you got to read before you eat. Find the thing. Yeah. Or you have somebody in your life who's going to hold you to it.
Yep.
And finding those people is hard because most people, they start in a sprint. Oh yeah, I'll be your accountability partner, buddy. How many of you have ever had someone say, I'll be your accountability partner, and within 3 days it was off the rails?
Totally.
I don't know anyone. I mean, I'm sure there's a few out there that, no, I've held you accountable for 3 years. Most people just...
Seriously.
2 reasons. Number one, you don't stay with it because there's not enough skin in the game. So part of the reason when people pay for coaching, especially if you invest money, you're going, I invested there. I don't want to waste my investment. So I got skin in the game. So that's when you put money out for somebody, as opposed to just your buddy, you're more invested. So there's something psychologically that says I better keep showing up for myself.
Yeah.
And then for the other person, it's kind of on a whim, or they love you, but they have other things that happen in their life and they get busy and they're not tied to that agreement.
Yep.
This is where it falls. So again, this isn't just a pitch for coaching. Of course, I think it's helpful to have a coach. But what I am saying is there are other pathways. Find a mentor or build it into your world off the top. This is what I'm going to do. Now, let's take it all the way to the street, you and me. Would you like to make an agreement with me, with yourself, with someone, and will you put it in structure? Do you want to read an extra 2 hours, taking you to 5 hours for sure every week?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to make an agreement since we're on, I was going to say live, but we're recording.
Here we go.
You're making it a social agreement.
Okay.
And we can check in next week and see how you're doing. We'll check in at least for the first couple of weeks.
Totally.
Okay. Jackie, can you remind me? Because I'm not going to remember.
You know what else helps
There's
me read?
my structure right
You know what else
there.
helps me read? And this is just my brain. Some people may not work.
Yes.
We just recently re-upped our library membership, whatever you want to call it. Our library cards. We've had them, but just haven't used them in years.
Yeah.
And I got a book. And I'm like, oh crap, this is due back in 2 weeks. And for me, that's motivating.
Yeah.
Because you can renew it. But I'd rather just be like, no, I did it in time. I can give it another one.
I like it. I just read somewhere that someone found a library book that was overdue 120 years.
Good heavens.
Something like that. It was hysterical.
I didn't know there were libraries.
Yeah. I think that's right. Somebody can fact check me, but it was something like that. And they were like, yeah, fortunately the library didn't really hold them to their dues, which was $37,000.
That's nice of them.
I'm making up these numbers because I can't remember, but it was something like that. Okay. So Shane's making an agreement.
Yep.
He's going to read 5 hours a week.
Yes.
Do you want to put it in a structure of any kind?
I mean, morning for sure.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Morning for sure, because one, by the time the end of the day comes, if I go home and try to read like at 9 o'clock,
go on.
It's 2 minutes of reading.
Okay. All right. So good. This is a good, hey, I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
Do you want to impose an accountability into your world to help you habit stack, making sure this happens? Like, do you typically drink a coffee in the morning?
Typically would not be the right word.
Okay.
Some days yes, some days no.
All right. Do you typically eat breakfast?
So I've been eating, yes, mostly because I'm still not to a point where I'm like super hungry when I get up.
Yeah. Okay.
So I kind of force down a yogurt for the protein.
Okay.
At least.
Yep. Do you typically brush your teeth in the morning?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I can't brush my teeth until I've read for an hour.
Want to
You're going to have sweaters on your teeth.
with my mouth closed.
Okay, you figure it out.
Okay.
Put some mechanism in place.
Yep.
Come back and tell us what it is.
Okay.
A week from today.
A week from today. I'll do it.
Okay.
Let me tell you something I'm fascinated with.
Yes, tell me.
The shirt.
I like that shirt.
So
I had a rugby shirt like that in high school.
I was about to say rugby.
What?
I used to love.
Yeah.
Those were long sleeve typically, which I love. I might try to find one of those too for the fall. But I love it. And so does my wife, Janine. She likes it too. In fact, she picked it out, I think. She goes, yeah, the only problem is, like if you wear it on the show, it's got a little bit of Blues Clues vibes. And so now I'm like, oh no. I feel like I should be like at the camera. What's that? Behind me? There's a clue behind me?
That's fantastic.
But yeah, I like that this is back. This was very, very high school, college years.
Yeah. Is it back? Is it a thing?
I guess so.
You know what, Shane? It is now.
It is now. We're here to help you thrive and not survive. And that includes in your fashion statements.
Yep. We establish new fashion patterns.
Yes.
I love it.
So get your rugbies.
Okay. What was fascinating me was my interaction with Cumberland Heights today and my excitement for them around what they're doing for people in addiction.
Yes.
You and your rugby and fashion.
By the way, not that far off from real life. Like, I'm really fascinated by people in addiction and how it focuses on their. What about you? Rugby shirts, I guess. So, anyways.
Okay.
What's really on your mind?
What's really on my mind?
Yes.
And there's been a theme about art and resistance. And I mean, maybe this is going to be every show. I don't know, because I just feel like we just keep coming back to it. We come back to it because it's so human. Man, we want something and we're having trouble getting there. And so,
like 100. My guess is 100% of people do it.
Right. It is the human experience. So we in some ways we keep kind of circling some of the same pain points, but in different ways.
Yeah.
This quote, I don't remember who it's by, but the art we create is not about the end result, but more about who we become in the process of creating it.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Is it?
It's a good guess.
Eleanor Roosevelt?
Well,
that is not a good guess. I don't think it is.
There's a lot of quotes.
She does have a lot of quotes. I don't think that's hers.
Probably not.
But it's so good. We talked on one of our shows about identity and about how that shifts your habits and behavior. But when it comes to creating art, we so are focused on the thing we want it to be. You mentioned on the show, you quoted Josh Allen, my favorite quarterback, and who said, "Look, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey." Right, and it's cliche because it's true. And we often are so preoccupied with the thing we want to get to that we do not enjoy the journey. And something is happening in the process of creation. I have a book that talks about this and so much more. So shall we go to the library?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Okay.
We have a guest coming by the show today. He's in the neighborhood, and he is a producer and a writer and creator and all the things. Composer for sure.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, our opening music is from Jordan.
Oh, yes. So you would have, in theory, have heard it already.
You've already heard.
Yeah. Unless you're a skipper.
Do you skip when you listen to podcasts? Do you listen to them?
Not usually, because...
You like listening to the whole full jingle thing in the opener?
Because usually 95% of the time I'm listening to a podcast, I'm painting. And so I'm not really like pausing my painting to make sure I skip through stuff. I just let it roll.
Man, you and I'm like, this is not efficient. I could steal 15 seconds of my time if I push this button.
See, that's the thing. I think part of it is personality differences, but part of it is what I do for work. What am I?
That's true.
What am I in a hurry to get next? If I skip through this, I can get to rolling this wall faster which is not even true. Like it's. So there's no.
It would take you more time to put the brush down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, skipping stuff on podcasts is a waste of time and money for me. So
I got it. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I'm like, something else I need to be writing. There's somebody I'm meant to be calling. Who am I supposed to follow up with?
And the fascination with getting on 1.5 or 2 times, I can't do that.
Wait, what? That's how I listen to everything.
No, not me. I can't stand that. I want to hear a normal person talk.
Oh no, I can't.
Jackie's with me on that.
I don't want to hear.
We're both the same. See, this is not good. We're both.
No, I know. I don't want to be that guy, but you guys have got to
slow it down.
Slow it down. Let a person talk to you in their normal speed.
We're both enabling.
That's now you're rewinding.
No, I'm not. I mean, well, every now and then if I'm like, oh, now that I've never heard before, then I rewind.
Oh, okay.
But there's so much fluff and so many books, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I've heard this so many times. Get me to the concept that I haven't heard before.
Dang.
What?
I thought you were the journey is the thing guy.
Well, okay. If I'm reading nonfiction, 0.5.
You slow it down?
No, sorry.
1.5.
That. Yes, 1.5.
Okay. 1.5 I could probably handle.
Yeah.
But I heard someone listening to something the other day. It was 2.
Yeah.
Or I think it was 2.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that's not fun to me. It's like, I do not want to hear a podcast or a audiobook read by the Micro Machines guy. Not at all.
Okay.
And you Gen Xers, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm going to give you an example though. I'm reading The Rise of Superman. And I can't remember the author's name, but I had read this book some time ago, most of it. And I was like, I want a quick refresher on, it's about flow state. And I'm like, I want a quick refresher on flow state.
This is not a DC comic thing.
No.
Okay.
No. It's Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. It tells the story of him identifying flow state, and then it goes through adrenaline sports and talks about how like all these things that we thought could never be done, skateboarding and skiing and surfing, and what is it like to be in flow state? Mm-hmm. And so it was really the first time I'd read about flow state 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
And so, and when it comes to books, a lot of times I like kind of follow the energy. Like I'm like, oh, why does that keep coming up in my mind? And so then I'm like, I probably only made it halfway through the book or 3/4 through the book. I want to finish it. I also have this thing about it
in record time.
No, I do. No, but when I get to the last page of a book or the end of an audio book, it's one of the greatest feelings I've ever felt in my life.
It's like the opposite of Kevin James getting to the bottom of his pudding cup. It's like he gets depressed when he can tell it's like maybe one more bite.
That's me. I'm like, I finished that. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. It's a very satisfying feeling, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I never quite finished that. I'm missing out on the satisfaction. So, okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Book I'm holding, Creativity Inc. And it's the story of Pixar.
Ooh, okay.
And Ed Catmull is the author. But it is it's really fascinating. It's a mix of talking about creativity, but it's also, he spends a lot of time talking about creating culture in a company. He talks about leadership. He talks about management. Mm-hmm. There's so much in here that's good. And so we're talking about creating art, and I thought it might just be fun to talk about animators, like the incredible artists.
Yes.
Right. So I'm going to dive right in. This is the early part of the book. He says, and he's telling the story that, the first big movie for them was Toy Story.
Sure.
Which Toy Story 5 just came out, which is crazy.
Oh, so good.
So, he says despite being novice filmmakers at a fledgling studio in dire financial straits, because he's like, in the early part, they were just hemorrhaging money. We'd put our faith in a simple idea. If we made something that we wanted to see, others would want to see it too. Mm. And I stay with that for just a second, because when we come to my artifact, this will come up. When it comes to creating art, and you're like, I have this desire to create. I want to make a thing, and do I need to find out who my avatar is out there? Like, who's the person, and who should I be creating it for? Mm-hmm. And I had a mentor say to me early on, make the thing that you would enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to read?
Right.
What do you want to watch? Make that thing, and your energy will follow. There's a creative energy that comes out. So he says, we put our faith in one simple idea. If we made something we wanted to see, others might want to see it too. For so long, it felt like we'd been pushing that rock up the hill, trying to do the impossible. There were plenty of moments when the future of Pixar was in doubt. Mm. Now we were suddenly being held up as an example of what could happen when artists trusted their guts. We made Toy Story. Toy Story went on to become the top grossing film of the year and would earn $358 million worldwide.
That's crazy.
Is that nuts? But it wasn't just the numbers that made us proud. Money, after all, is just one measure of a thriving company, and usually not the most meaningful one. No, what I found gratifying was what we had created. Mm. On a personal level, Toy Story represented the fulfillment of a goal I had pursued for more than 2 decades and had dreamed about since I was a boy.
Dang.
Isn't that beautiful? And part of the reason I wanted to highlight that reading was how many of us have had the dream. There's been a dream that we had since we were a kid.
Yeah.
And for someone to have a dream and then actually hold that dream for decades and see it come true. Now,
Yeah.
when I was in 8th grade, my dream was to be a stuntman for the A-Team.
Yes, I get that.
That's not a dream I'm currently looking at fulfilling.
No, you now need a stuntman. Just a stand-in for a lot of the getting out of bed. Yeah.
Working on other dreams. But I love that, right? What's that dream that's just that you can't get away from? Now, I will say the one dream I have had since I was young was I wanted to create a show. And here we are. We got a show.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's something we enjoy. Maybe other people will enjoy it too.
Maybe.
Good leadership can help creative people stay on the path to excellence no matter what business they're in. And he goes into talking a little bit about leadership and what his role was. And what he says is, the way I see it, my job as a manager is to create a fertile environment. And I thought, what a great line.
Yeah.
What if every manager was like, oh, my job is to create a fertile environment?
Imagine.
How does that change everything?
Oh, yeah.
Think about how many people their management is do what I tell you to do.
Exactly.
And we are back to the concept of efficiency.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not allowing you to thrive because I'm not creating I've created a stifling environment.
Right.
He even he said we had to accept without meaning our company was stifling talent in a myriad of unseen ways. We were actually here we have some of the most creative people in the world and we were stifling them. And he said, I had to reframe what it meant to be a leader and recognize I actually have to be the person who creates the fertile environment. And so if you're listening and you have your hand on that lever, you're the manager of your home. You're the manager of your business. You're the managers of your extended family.
Yep.
Are you creating a fertile environment?
Right.
Isn't that beautiful? Like, I want to be in environments where people have the room to grow.
Totally.
Where we're cultivating.
Not just doing everything the way I think they should do
it. It's lifeless when everybody just does what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you wind up with massive blind spots. You wind up very limited. You're not harnessing the power, the creative power of everyone around you. And so I just thought that was really lovely. And then one last thing I thought I'd pull out from Creativity Inc. He says our first principle, we began to establish some first principles. Toy Story, Bug's Life also came out of Pixar in the early days. He said the first principle is that story is king.
That's obvious for them.
Right? By which we meant that we would let nothing, not the technology, not the merchandising possibilities, nothing get in the way of our story. We took pride in the fact that reviewers talked mainly about the way Toy Story made them feel.
Yes.
And not about the computer wizardry that enabled us to get it up on the screen. Isn't that beautiful? Story is king. And as said, another principle is trust the process. And he goes into some other
It's pretty cool to hear
principles.
Like that was one of their founding principles and to see what they've put out there.
Right. Yeah. And it's hard not to get mesmerized. I remember watching Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Pixar, but
I think so.
But one of the animated studios, and watching the hair on John Goodman, is that the character who plays the big guy? Sully. Just watching the hair move in the wind, like you're like, what in the world? Like
exactly.
The animation just mind blowing.
Mind blowing.
And he said one of the desires, he said, whether it's a lamp, that opening the lamp that like pounds on the eye or whatever it does, whether it's the lamp or it's character, our job is to make you feel like that thing is its own individual entity, like it has feelings,
right?
Like it's its own being. And when we've done that, then as animators, we've done our job.
The lamp has found its purpose,
right?
Oh. It's good.
But the fact, you feel that, right? That's the job as animators. Talk about inspiring.
Yes.
What a great company to be inspired by. Look what they've created. Look how they've made us feel. I mean, an entire generation now that's grown up. I think it probably Ashton for me, my third child. I mean, she really grew up in the splash zone of all that early animation. And and how it makes you feel. So how one company has shaped a culture.
And it is true, because while the animation, especially at that time when Toy Story came out, was, I think it was kind of groundbreaking. It was new.
Oh, it was. Yes.
And it was
yes,
cool.
Yes. Yes.
When you think of Pixar, or when I think of Pixar, animation is not the first thing I think of.
Really?
No, it's the story. It's it is the feeling.
So they're
Up, isn't that Pixar too?
Yes. Right.
Like, it's these stories that are like,
They capture
wow,
you.
you're really getting to the heart of some of this life stuff.
Story is king.
Story or cash?
As he said, cash is one way to measure success, but not the only way. And
Someone said cash is king.
Not the most important way. It is for some. But the people who get it, even the people who get it, people who get the cash.
I want to find out for myself, though. I want to be the judge of that.
I want to be able to judge that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to the mailbox. What do we got?
Let's do it. Yes. All right. I want to create. I don't feel I have time. What do I do?
Recognize that the limiting belief is I have no time.
Right.
I'll give you one exercise for this, which is helpful. When you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have any time to create. Mm-hmm. And look, you got some people out there working 1, 2, 3 jobs. They're managing a household. They got 2 or 3 kids. They're trying to keep up with an aging parent.
Yes.
And you kind of list like, here are my responsibilities.
Yeah.
And they're lengthy,
Legit.
right? Like there is a lot happening in life. One of the things I say to people is like, honor all that. Like all that's real. And it obviously matters to you. These are values for you. And we're going to do a time audit.
Yes.
And now, not many people do this because it's involved. But if you do this for 7 days, and every 15 minutes, this is. I mean, you really want to be hardcore. Every 15 minutes, you just make a note on your phone.
People would kill themselves if they saw mine. 15 painting, 15 painting, 15 painting, 15 painting, 15 painting.
But you do a time audit and you go, where did my time go? And they're like, I can't have 15 minutes. Shoot me. Okay, fine. Then you got an hour. You got 24 hours.
Yeah.
Where did they go?
Yeah.
Just give me a time audit. Now, the reason that an hour feels too long to me is because I'm going to guess I could catch 15 minutes of you scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess I caught 60 minutes of you watching a show. I'm going to guess there were other little windows here or there where you wandered around the island in your kitchen trying to remember what it was you were doing, right? Where is your time actually going? Not anecdotally going. Where is your time actually going?
Getting to the point of, it's not that you don't have time, it's that where you're placing value of your time.
Because your time follows what your value. Time follows what you value. Not what you say you value.
Yep.
What you actually value.
Mm-hmm.
What you actually value is where you spend your time.
Yep.
So could I find 30 minutes in your day? Most of the time I can.
Yes, of course.
So if I can find 30 minutes in your day and you go, I want to create, but I don't have any time. I'm going to give you 30 minutes. What do you want to create? I want to write. I want to draw. I want to film. I want to be a photographer. But give me a thing. You get 30 minutes a day. Stack that up. 30 minutes a day over 7 days is
30 minutes over 7 days. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
I got you 3.5 hours a week. Over the course of a month, it's
100 plus
100 plus hours.
minutes.
100 plus minutes.
Wait, no.
Jackie.
Oh gosh, y'all meant to be doing.
Wait, 3.5 hours a week.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's times 4.
Thank you.
30. Sorry.
I stopped
So
doing
instead of
math on
14,
this show because I
14
clearly
hours.
am not going to get it right.
Yeah, 14 hours.
Thank you. 14 hours. So you got 14 hours a month
Yep.
that you've been creating that you weren't previously creating.
I'm not doing that times 12, so don't even ask.
But my point is, so to the question, I want to create, but I don't have time, right?
168.
Here's how we bought a little bit of time and start creating. And you know what typically happens? You actually get the ball rolling and you start doing the thing. And it's funny how you've actually found another 30 minutes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've been hanging out with your camera for 30 minutes a day for a week.
Yep.
Hey, maybe now I'm going to hang out with my camera for an hour a day for a week. And suddenly I'm actually shooting some pictures. And the next thing you know, I got some photographs.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, I listened to the Jamie George show and I go, maybe I should see myself as a photographer. And now that I'm a photographer shoots. That's what photographers do.
Yeah.
And now I actually am shooting every
I'm
day.
subscribed to the Jamie George YouTube channel.
And off we go. Right? This is the simplicity that we get lost in the complexity.
Yeah.
You want to create, set aside 30 minutes, go make something.
Love it.
Okay. Artifact.
Let's see it.
Okay. I know it's shocking that we're talking about a book.
Right.
But I was thinking about, I wanted to go close to home. Like where was the greatest pain for me in creating something?
Yeah.
And this kind of was it. First book I ever wrote, second, actually, I wrote a kid's book, but first published book called Love Well, where publisher reached out, wrote me in advance. I have an editor. I'm on a deadline, like the whole thing.
And it's about a well where people go.
And it's definitely not about a well.
Oh, okay.
It's called Love Well, Living Life Unrehearsed and Unstuck. And they're like, you should, so back to like, write what you know.
Yep.
What do you think other people would want to read? And maybe start with what's the greatest struggle of your life? Cool. So
yeah. Just put it out there.
Just go ahead.
And be real.
Yeah. Be
raw.
Be real and raw. And so that took me over a year. I think it was 17 revisions. And I was a pastor at the time. So our church was exploding. My marriage was crumbling. I'm like, well, that's an interesting juxtaposition. And by the way, here's what I'm learning about how to get unstuck. And so that was the book. And it was my first book. And so I had all the idealism of an author.
Oh yeah.
And all the insecurities. But I was like, well, it's my first book. I should put Easter eggs in a book, right? Like, so I was like, I'm going to put cultural Easter eggs. I think I put, 20, like little, just tucked in these little like pop culture references that I'm like, somebody will catch that. I was obsessed, but also, so insecure. Like I was like, writing was so hard. We talked about my dad writing his book, and it was that same kind of thing. Like I'd come home from work, I'd eat dinner, and then I'd start writing late at night.
It's one thing of like, this is all I have to do all day.
No,
but
right.
It's not.
Right. When it's the side hustle.
Yeah.
And I just thought, what this was for me was like, it was one of the most satisfying things when it was done. I wish I enjoyed the journey more. It was really, really hard. And oftentimes I was like, just show up. And I had somebody say to me, and I feel like somebody brought this up on the show or the podcast. Maybe it was me, but it was Stephen King or Anne Lamott. It was somebody who was talking about writing.
Yep.
And they said, schedule your writing session. Give yourself a 3 or 4 hour block, schedule it, and show up. And if you show up and you can't think of a thing, you just stare at a flashing cursor on your computer screen for 3 hours. Close your laptop. It was a great writing session. And trust me, there were times I sat there like, I don't know what else to say. And
I'd at least do the F word over and over. Not a flashing cursor. That's painful.
But what was beautiful about it is you keep showing up, and guess what? Sooner or later, something comes out. And so that was the discipline. It wasn't just, you follow the muse when the muse falls on you. Right. There is something to that, I think, for sure. But they were like, no, this is actually the discipline. If you see yourself as a writer.
Yes.
What would writers do?
Could have been Artist's Way too.
Yeah. Julia Cameron talks a lot about that too. Yeah. So
a lot of writers talk about that. Interesting.
They do. Isn't that wild?
Huh. What do you know?
Is our friend in the neighborhood?
I think I heard something.
Jordan Critz, come on in, brother.
the record,
Yes.
people that really know me,
Yes.
the actual pronunciation is Critz.
Critz.
Yeah, Critz.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it wrong. Critz.
It's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
No,
For the
it's
people
fine.
that
Oh,
actually
wonderful.
know me.
Yeah.
For the people that actually know me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting because I found all this lineage in Nashville.
Yes.
Found out my, like 2 centuries ago, I had, you know,
talking.
I had grandparents that lived in Thompson Station, and there's a road named after our family, Critz
way. Yeah, there
Lane.
is.
Critz Lane. And there's 2 plantation houses that were like my direct relatives.
It's your family.
I had no idea.
And you had, because you've only
there
been
are whole
how,
graveyards.
what in
Yeah,
the
it's
and you've been
amazing.
in Nashville for how long?
11 years.
You know what makes me happy?
Why?
What?
I've been calling it Critz Lane for a long time.
Yeah, it's
And it's
Critz.
not.
It's not.
Get it right,
Let's
Shane.
go.
For the people who know that
Critz
Yeah.
street.
Lane.
Yeah. So now you guys are on the
Wow.
inside.
I love
so,
that.
But this is wild. You
That
moved
is
from California, right?
No, actually Texas.
Texas.
But yeah, so everyone came over and then split from some went to Virginia, some went to Tennessee, and then from there it was like Arkansas and Texas and
Okay,
whatnot.
okay.
But yeah, so it was like
But you moved from
wild.
Texas 11 years ago?
Yeah, 11 years ago. Yeah, I
And
did a lot of
didn't know I got family here and streets named after me.
No,
No
way.
idea.
You didn't know.
So here's a
before
question: should I go reclaim them? And how do you do that?
Definitely.
How do you say, hey, these historical
is-
homes?
These are mine.
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh, is that a thing? I think you should
Don't
have
put that
it.
in the
Critz
cast.
is just in the past 8-10 years has become a pretty significant thoroughfare now.
Ah,
Like they've built
Interesting.
subdivisions, and it runs between Lewisburg and 31,
wow.
just south of
Fascinating.
840.
okay.
So
Tell me
you're a
that's
big
not
deal.
Interesting.
Yeah, basically, just with my own street. That's my claim to fame. That's it.
I love that.
Dude, love it.
That's
Well,
wild.
when I say in the neighborhood, we're lucky we caught you because you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
Like this has been a season of travel and beauty and craziness.
Yes.
And for people who don't know what you do, tell us a little bit about what you do and got you into it.
Yeah, for me growing up, music was like a survival for me. You know, we grew up in a culture that was not super curious. You know, there was a lot of certainty about everything and a lot of cognitive dissonance, which we've spoken about
Yes,
before.
we have.
Oh yeah.
And on the show quite a bit.
So
yes.
I was a homeschool kid that just loved to sit and make melodies on the piano
Wow.
and guitar. And, it's like music has this way of getting into the deep soul where words cannot. And
That is so true.
so for me, it was like therapy in a way, like all the things that I couldn't make sense of,
Uh-huh.
they could come out in melodies.
Wow.
So yeah, I was just that kid that,
You started creating music
Oh, yeah.
at what age?
I did classical piano and guitar, also played them by ear since I was like 6.
Whoa.
Did them competitively a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah. And so for me, making music was like breathing. I never thought it would be a career. I wanted to do it my whole life. And so I'm really grateful that
Seriously.
I can, because the industry is wild.
Yeah. This is, we're in Nashville.
Yeah.
If you move here because you're like, I want to be in music and make a ton of money,
Yeah.
not easy to do.
No.
Very small percentage of people that actually
'cause guess
get
what?
to live.
It's you and the other 400,000 people that did the
It's so
same thing.
true.
Right,
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Right.
Yeah.
So congratulations. You get to make money doing what you love.
Thank you.
That's
your lane?
incredible.
So I really have always just written a lot of instrumental music. I was obsessed with film scores and composers, and I loved building worlds sonically that you could kind of live inside. And I love lyrical music too. I work on that as well, but there's something about instrumental music that kind of crosses all the boundaries
Yep.
that are put up. And I think even the shelf life, like you can hear instrumental tracks and because they don't have words that might attach yourself to a certain time or thing
Yeah.
going on, there's just something about a world that it creates. Like when you go stare at a painting, 10 people staring at it will get a completely different thing depending on what they're going through.
Yeah, beautiful.
So it's almost like it reads you. And I just love that.
Ooh, I like that line. It reads you.
Yeah,
that's
and,
good.
And so I've just been
that's
obsessed with doing that. And then I got kind of heavily into licensing.
Yeah.
I didn't ever try to write for licensing. Licensing is just this thing where like films and TV
Right.
will use your music. And
Yeah.
I think the music just happened to do well in those worlds. And so that's kind of how I got into it. But
what are some of the fun movies or shows that have found your music that people might know?
I mean, if you watch TV, you've probably heard something from, tons of from the Grey's Anatomies to honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV. And so
they're all using your music, but you don't know who they are.
I probably should have come up with a list, but
you know what?
From that to the Olympics to UFC, Super Bowl.
Oh my heavens.
A lot of those. And then a lot of these in-show placements, or a lot of the ones we've had are at the end of season finales, and it's like really emotional.
Oh yeah.
That's like where they seem
like
to
This
land.
Is Us when we would cry.
Yeah. I had some music for that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
season 2.
cried to your music probably.
Yeah. Well, and so that's a beautiful show, by the way.
Yeah, right?
A lot of
One of our
promos,
favorites.
trailers, things like that.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Funny story. So one of the guests who is on our on the Thrivalist podcast and is coming back to the Jamie George show at some point, Brent McCorkle,
Yes.
director,
Love Brent.
filmmaker in town.
Yes.
Jordan and I meet at a nonprofit event, or like we were supporting somebody, and we're hanging out. We just kind of hit it off, and there was a lot of synergy quickly. And I was like, "Hey, I think you're crazy enough to hang out with a couple of friends of mine."
Yeah.
And Ted Decker, who's been on the
Oh,
show, Trey Harwell's a good friend of ours. It was Trey and Ted and Brent, and maybe there was somebody else. But I was like, you guys, we all just kind of, it's you all see the world through an interesting lens. Your paradigm for living is really unique. And I love that we see the nature of reality. It might be fun to put everybody around a campfire in the same. So one night I just invited everybody out. And so Brent comes up and sees Jordan, and Brent's like, "Wait, Jordan?" He's like, "I've been using your music for years in my films." So that was a pretty funny moment, because I'm like, Brent's obsessed with Jordan. He's been using his music. Everybody's using Brent's stuff. Like it was a wonderful.
That's incredible.
And Ted, if we could ever get Ted out of Ted's writing again.
Yeah.
But I don't. By the way, he's writing again. I don't know if you knew this. He's back to writing. He had stopped, and his Ted Decker 40 books. He's the OG, and it's kind of a miracle. He's had a couple made into films, but nothing big.
Yeah.
But now, like Netflix, he's got a bunch of people after his IP, and if it hits, his characters, his worlds, they're incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Sci-fi.
It's going to blow up.
I think so too. Like, we got to make sure you're dialed in with that. Because you would totally match what he's creating.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I love it.
So we're talking about creativity, Jordan, and the struggle most of us have, which is one of two things. I have this very specific thing I want to create, and I'm preoccupied with getting to the destination.
Yeah.
Or I don't totally know what I want to create, and I'm just kind of floundering, poking away at stuff. And then when I talk to creatives, sometimes it's shame. I was going to say it's maybe a little dramatic to say shame, but sometimes maybe it is shame. It's certainly disappointment that goes, I don't know, I feel like a frustrated creative who makes things and whatever else, but nothing's ever hit, and I don't really know how, and I'm not good with money and whatever. And so one of these two places, you have some people are just fixated on I got to get to the end, and they completely skip being present to the journey. And others who are really present to the experience, but they're broke and they're frustrated. A, can you relate to either of those? And B, what do you say to people who get kind of caught in that tumbling?
Welcome to the life of an artist.
Right.
No, I truly, I can feel both of those things, and I have different times in my life. It's interesting. If you think about the music industry, there's just this, and especially in our culture now, there's just this frenetic, just like more and more speed and more intensity, and I think there's this pull to change your art for commerce. It's like, hey, how do I write a song for licensing, or how do I, and I think there is a place, if someone hires you as like a work for hire,
course.
that there is a part of that, and that's totally fine. Like there is an element where it's like, hey, how do I feed my family? But also there's another element as an artist of saying, how do I get out the deep things that I know are trying to get out there? And it's interesting. To me, there's two kinds of art, and I know like Pressfield and some other people have talked about this, but there's the art that's self-expression, and then there's the art that's self-discovery.
Ooh,
and it's like interesting because, and Brian Eno said it like this. He said that there are some people that approach art as architects, and then some approach it as gardeners. So it's interesting because some people are like, hey, I've got this whole thing in my brain and I have to finish it. And then some people are like, hey, I'm going to plant a seed and tend to it at a certain time and see what happens. Like you guys were talking about earlier with writing.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, I've actually had to make moral decisions over the last few years, even in the industry, to stay out of it in certain ways.
Wow.
To protect
the art.
Yes, the art.
Can you give us some examples of like what are boundaries you put in place?
It's just like names.
Let's go. Let me pull out my Rolodex.
Who you think is
it's turning down certain things that would bring you more success or money or things like that, and I'm not saying I'm like super noble for doing that, but I just know that if I feel on the edge of burnout, and I've known artists who are at burnout, that's one of the worst things you could ever do. This thing that has been given to you to say something to the world in only the way that you can say it. If that burns out, to me, that is like, that's devastating. And I know too many people that have gotten sucked in the machine and spit out. And so for me, it's like, hey,
some never come back, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That beautiful gift.
No, exactly. Yeah. And if that means me eventually moving somewhere, or I have this beautiful studio now, but if I have to put my studio in a closet somewhere, that's fine. Like it's worth it because I can still make the music that's important to me. And I mean, Steven Spielberg said it one time. He said the most important things that are going to be in your life are gentle whispers, and they never hit you really hard. They're never loud. The loud things are cool, but they're flashes in a pan.
Yeah, right.
He said the most important things is a gentle whisper, and it's something that is pulling you. And he said those things will pull you, but because they're whispers, it makes you have to actually like follow them.
Right.
It's not going to be like, this is all it, and we know it, and so
Jordan, I'm like, stay right there.
Holy cow,
that just hit me like a 2x4. That is so true.
Yeah.
And we want the loud.
We do. Yeah.
Come on, just give me the answer. Give me the roadmap. What do I do?
I know.
And if I'm going to follow the whispers, well, there's a lot of faith involved. There's a lot of unknown.
A lot of risk.
There's a lot of inefficiency.
And like how much of you is really involved when something just smacks you in the face. It's like, well, anyone could have done that.
For sure. Yeah.
Whereas a small whisper, it's kind of like, wait a minute.
Right.
Then you comes out.
For sure. Yeah, and a couple of years ago, it was that for me. It was this whisper about this album. And it just kept, every morning I would like be brushing my teeth or something. And this thing would just be pulling me like, you have to do this.
So talk about this album, because this is pretty epic. And how many quote albums have you made?
Do you just make singular pieces, or do you make full albums? Or both? I've made a bunch of EPs.
Yeah.
I did a full album before this one. I've also been on a lot of other people's albums as a producer, or writer. So I'm kind of all over the place. But me as my name.
Something was new about this.
Yes. Okay.
Something was different.
Yes, it was. So you know how music is frequencies, light is frequencies, different spectrum. But I thought about there was this sound in my soul, and these melodies. There were like 4 different motifs that were just like circling in my brain. I was like, I got to get these out. And I felt like, and every time I would see Iceland, I was like, if this music could have a look, this is what it would be. It would be the southern coast of Iceland. And I couldn't get those out of my mind. and I just kept seeing them everywhere. And I was thinking, like I said, in our culture, that's just like, let's do like quantity over quality, you know, and just fast. And it's a frenetic energy that is slowly killing us. Truly. It's unsustainable.
And it's very American.
It
right?
is very American.
I was in Italy this year, and it's like, you're like,
blue zones don't care about this. Blue zones are drinking wine, smoking their cigs, their friends, living till 105.
Right.
Exactly.
And so, and in the age of AI too, where people are actually bypassing their own creativity. Like I love AI and like helping build things and, you know, but when it comes to art, it's like the art we make is about who we become in the process of making it, and the struggle and the wonder and I feel like a piece of shit. Oh, this actually might be good. No, it's shit. You know, it's this whole cycle of like, you know, the cycle of so like, exposing. This is amazing. I think this is good. This is terrible. And then I am terrible.
Yeah.
And then I think this might be good. Back to this is amazing. And you know, and you have to be present through all of that grit.
There's
and
no
that's
way we completely lose all that, right?
Right. Yeah.
It can't be.
And so
With
for
AI,
me,
there's no way we lose all that.
And there are 150,000 songs a day released to DSPs, digital streaming platforms. And we're just in this culture that I feel like is just, how do we go faster and bypass those parts? So I was like, I want to go the opposite way. Like I want to slow everything down, and I don't want to use samples on any of it. I want a real human to play every single part of it. Because I wanted to make something that felt like something like kind of building a world. It was a concept album called Chasing Light. And it was originally just about the chase of happiness, you know, and this kind of this idea where they say, what is that quote where it says the only thing worse than not getting what you want is getting what you want.
Yeah.
Because then you're faced with a terror that it doesn't give you what you thought.
You know, what's interesting is in coaching, Shane and I were just talking about this was it this show or the last show? I can't. Anyway, we've talked about it a lot. But fundamental to the coaching is you actually have to contend with what you want because, to your point, it's terrorizing.
It is.
We're going to put you in tension because you've been exporting your wants to other people, or you've been avoiding what you want for a lesser than.
Right.
But to go, no, what you actually want is this.
Right.
And to be in it means you got to take the ownership for what happens with it.
Yep.
And then you get to ask some new questions like, is that really what I want?
Right.
And good coaching is what I think you might have been going there right now. Good coaching that you do is it's almost never, that's not really what you want. It's maybe an outgrowth of what you want or a product of what you want.
Yeah.
But what you really want is something else.
Yeah, almost every time when I take someone through the process, what they actually really want is peace. What they really want is freedom.
Exactly.
What they really want is joy.
Right.
They think this thing will get them there.
It's true.
Sometimes it is the path. Sometimes it takes them to the complete opposite direction. I don't mind. I'll take you either way because the suffering is a wonderful teacher.
It's so true.
And success can be a teacher too.
Yes.
But either one will be a teacher, but not doing anything. Which is why people come see me. I'm stuck, you know, or I'm in some existential reality.
It's so true.
So, okay, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's why people are actually mostly afraid of success and not failure.
Yes.
Or the thing that they think that if they get it, they know that it won't give them, and then they blow things up right when they're getting close to it. And so they kind of keep this weird
There's
orbit.
Self-sabotage.
Relationships.
That's so good. It's so true.
It's so true. And so, but I think it's true, like contending with like, what do I actually want, and naming it might take you to another direction. Or you have to climb the mountaintop to see that there is no top.
Yeah, it's actually
That's
not
really
what you
good.
thought it was, which ultimately gets you to.
And it's a gift.
It's
a gift.
I was coaching a client one time, and I was going through, okay, what are the three things you want most in life? And one of them was a Ferrari, was a Maserati. He had three things. One was Maserati. Now his relationship with his family was crumbling, but one of the three was a Maserati.
Yeah.
So I'm like, My job is not to tell you what you want. My job is to help you get what you want.
Yeah.
I'm a coach. I don't have an agenda. What do you
Yeah.
want? I'm going to hold you accountable to what you want. Like, let's get after the Maserati. So we start to construct this. Within about 3 months, he did really well. We hit a couple business goals. He got his Maserati. And next week, hey, how's the Maserati? It's awesome. It's incredible. Okay, cool. Next week, how's the Maserati? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And about a week later, how's the Maserati? It's cool. Yeah. It's fine. Cool. Next week later, how's the Maserati? It's in the garage. It's a car.
It's so true.
I'm like, well, now that we knocked that out, you got space for a new want. What do you want to, what else would you want? He's like, well, I'd really like to rebuild a relationship with my daughter.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So, but we had to move
100%.
the distracting thing out of the way for him. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Own it.
Mm-hmm.
Climb the mountain if you have to. There's a Buddhist story about a man who's climbing the mountain, and along the way, he sees all these stops, and he's interacting with people along the way, and he's struggling, and it's painful, and he's asking, is there a place to stop? Is there a place to just, can I stop here? Anyway, he finally gets to the top, and he's disappointed. Like, wait, this is it? I mean, it's a pretty view, but that was it? And of course, the moral of the story was, hey, all those stops you had along the way, all the people you interacted with, all that struggle and the pain, those were actually the beautiful moments. Yep. You just went right by them because you just wanted to see the view.
It's it. It's so true. Yeah. So instead of us looking at the top of the mountain, scaling it, what if we looked next to each other and saw like who we're doing this with? Because I think also part of being human is knowing that we have these sacred objects that we're always going to think are going to give us satisfaction.
Yeah.
I think this idea of like, I'm going to separate from my ego and not want those anymore. I'm like, that's not what it is to be human. So I think we really just have to change our relationship to it. We have to know what it is. We have to know that part about ourselves. Cause I feel that too. I did this album for me, like to remind myself, that all these roads that we're chasing are actually trying to just lead us back to the present.
It was almost your own spiritual practice.
It's
to
so
go,
true.
Actually, this is for me to remind me and root me into what matters most.
It is.
That's
and
amazing.
Bring real humans along for the journey. And so I went with the film director and we went and shot all this footage in Iceland, traversed the South Coast.
Wow.
Went to the glacier they filmed Interstellar on, which was insane.
That's cool.
The ice planet. And that was insane. And so we just filmed all this footage. So I was like, I want to make a documentary about this, just a mini short documentary, and then some other cool little short films just with some ideas behind the record. I wanted to, because it was inspiring to me and I needed to hear it. I know that so many other musicians need to hear it too. Even if they don't like the music, it's just this thing of like, hopefully this inspires someone else.
Yeah.
And just like for me in music, the idea that music and art is not an escape from suffering, but it's a way to bear the weight of suffering.
Oh, say that. Say that one more time.
Dude.
So music and art is not an escape from suffering, but it's a way to bear the weight of suffering.
Man, Jordan.
And man, like when I like think about like in all of us and what we're doing in the artistic space outside of the industry and all of that, like for me, that is the biggest thing. It's like, how can I do anything that I'm doing to help inspire people to, but also like help bear the weight of, I mean, man, life is so hard. I get messages all day long, like YouTube and these people that are just like, man, I heard this song in like Sudan or some random country and it gave me peace. And it's just wild to hear those. And so I'm like, man, that actually is what fuels me. The industry and climbing the ladder, I've seen too much of that and seen the futility of it, which is a gift.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, how can I have something that is, I want to say something that is important to me and that can hopefully inspire others. So I saved up for a couple of years and, it's been a big thing.
So is it done? Have you finished the whole thing?
It's fully done. I went to Bulgaria and did a full orchestra, 40-piece choir.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like the whole thing. And the choir is also singing in Latin. So I translated a lot of that. I mean, I studied that some growing up, but the whole thing is that every song kind of has homeschool.
Who didn't?
I love it.
But yeah, so every song flows together. It's really like a film score, but it's to this concept and this idea of presence and chasing the things that
why did you pick Bulgaria of all the symphonies or musicians?
Okay, so this is interesting. It might get geeky, but so all of the scores that you hear, it is the room. I mean, of course, it's always the players, but the room they're in and how it's captured is the sound.
So when we hear about like Skywalker Ranch and they're doing a thing there, you hear about Abbey
Road 1 with the London Symphony Orchestra.
That's all. There's a
yes.
It's not just like it's a cool place. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. The mics they use to capture it, but the more players you have, you basically want the least amount of mics. Like if it's a great room.
Oh, sure.
You should be able to use like 2 of the stereo mics.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
Or the Decatry or whatever.
Wow.
I mean, it's like you don't, if it's written well, played well, conducted well, all of it, it should mix itself. And that's kind of the beauty of being there, because you're also hearing people's stories played through their music. So you're in these Eastern countries and there's something profound that you can feel on a soul level when people are like, they're going to play because they love music, but they're also providing, and it's been a war-stricken country, you know, so it's so fascinating because you can hear that in different orchestras around the world.
Like when let's geek out for a second.
Yeah,
let's do it. And this happens for me a lot, to the point my kids make fun of me sometimes. When I'm listening to a score or whether it's film or it's funny, I've been listening to a lot of instrumental music lately. And I get teary-eyed and I'm, which happens a lot. I have this emotion come over me and and I'm feeling the sorrow in it. Or I'm feeling sadness in it. Is there something about the frequency or whatever that's pulling up my own sadness that's not been tended to, or am I empathetically feeling the sadness of what someone who created the music, or both? Is there something in the actual music itself that I'm at some deep place that I'm dialed into and don't realize it?
Yes, I would 100% say yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just as you look at a painting and you might get emotional and you're not sure why.
Yeah.
I think you are tapping into what they were feeling that maybe hits you on your soul level, and maybe you feel the same thing.
Yeah. So empathetically, I'm like, that does hurt.
Yeah. And there is an energy. I mean, I just think that the things that we don't see, I mean, the energy that never dies, the energy that goes into the universe and that is played through instruments and captured. I just feel like there's something about that.
Is there something mystical about music that because the universe is held together by frequencies, is that part of what makes music such a different medium, that we've harnessed those frequencies? And to your point, if energy is not destroyed, it's only transmuted, then music is somehow recycling that energy and pulling it into frequencies. Is there something mystical in music that way?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's the closest thing to magic that we have, honestly, in our 3-dimensional space and time. I mean, it's weird when we're creating music, when I'm sitting there, just throwing paint on a canvas, you know, frequencies, and there's something that happens to where I kind of, at the end of the project, I hear it and I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful. And I don't say that in like an egotistical way, because I know that I was just there for the process.
Yeah.
You're just harnessing.
I was,
something?
yes. On it, it's gardening, you know, and it's self-discovery where you're digging and you try something and then that hits with this other thing and you're like, wow, that's so beautiful. So I think that's why I think true people that are artists know that, like, I don't feel like connected to what I write. I feel like I was a birth giver to it, honestly. I really do. And it's kind of like some things I'm like, man, I was really fortunate to be there.
I'm a conduit.
Yes, 100% conduit.
This is already there.
Oh yeah.
I just somehow help channel it.
Yeah. And I feel like that when you do that, there's something that can hit not only our minds, but our deep souls. And so it's like our ancient spirits that have always been. I mean, that's wild. So yeah, it's hitting multiple
fascinating.
things. It's so fascinating.
It can instantly change a mood, either up or down.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. It's powerful.
Yeah, I don't listen to a ton of just instrumental music, but I am a melody chord structure guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I hear.
Yeah.
And so if I gave you my top 10 songs, it would have nothing to do with lyrics.
It would be the music.
It'd be the music.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in Time. Do you know that theme song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I want to cry every time I hear that song?
There's something about melodies.
And the film, if anybody's ever seen the film, is it's this
Mm-hmm.
tragedy.
Yeah.
Like, so there's definitely a sorrow in the,
For sure.
I mean, talk about matching. Somebody did a nice job of matching that art, the film and that score.
Yeah.
Definitely could connect to, it might be connected to something in your past, but also just the frequency of it, like we're talking about, I think can do that.
Yeah.
There's some the midnight that we love.
Yeah.
There's some songs in there I'm like, holy crap.
I love the midnight.
This guy's obsessed. Like obsessed.
They're my favorite.
All right. What's your favorite song?
Oh boy. Well, Lost Boy is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one.
That's one of my favorites. Summer's Ending Soon
Mm-hmm.
is fantastic. I could go on.
Did you write down any of those? Or,
I know
did you do any
those.
music?
Yeah. No, I love the midnight. Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah.
And
me
actually-
write them. No,
Yeah.
no.
You weren't. I was like, and the song you created was what? Which one?
That's funny. I am in a couple of other projects that are lyrical.
Yes?
Also. Yeah. Like,
Can you tell us about them?
Oh yeah, like ambient folk bands. One of them's called The Neighborly.
Ooh.
It's with my good buddy Jake Etheridge. And those sit on some TV shows and whatnot. And the other one's called Sailor. It's SAILR. You would hear it in like Grey's and some of those shows, but I do that with my good buddy Josh Jenkins. So that's fun. So that scratches the lyrical itch for me.
That's cool.
Because I do feel like if I just sat and like composed all day, it's so isolating. And you like get in this like, feedback loop in your head.
Yeah.
So it is nice to be with people.
I need to be with humans too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay, so what's on your playlist? If you were listening, if we were to like thumb through your Spotify playlist, what do you listen to?
It's pretty out there. I mean, there's a lot of film scores from composers like Jerry Goldsmith, Thomas Newman, John Williams, John Powell, a lot of those.
Like Hans.
Yeah, all that. And then there's some Gregorian choir stuff that I really love. To the Midnight, to War on Drugs, to just all kinds of stuff. Mumford's new album, just been listening to that.
Album, right?
Do they go back to kind of
Florence and the Machine? Just all kinds of.
You like Mark Knopfler?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hornsby.
Yes.
I mean, it really just the gamut. And I also just listen to a lot of podcasts. Yeah. Honestly, since I'm working on music all day.
Totally.
A lot of times.
So other than the Thriveless podcast and the Jamie George show,
those are the only ones. I don't even know of any other ones.
Only two. What's some favorite podcasts?
I mean, I listen to a lot of ones where like MIT guys are talking about quantum physics. If like Lex Friedman or something has some of those people on, or there's like Donald Hoffman, some of those. Like I'm just very fascinated with the nature of reality, and so
to Brian Cox.
Oh yeah. He's awesome.
He's a good one.
Yeah, so that stuff fascinates me. So if I'm not creating music, I'm like in some existential land. My wife is like, "You got to pick up the kids." And I'm like, "Wait, what world is this?
Kids?
Okay, Earth 2026. Okay,
which dimension? With the kids in which dimension, sweetheart?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but back to your question about the album. So it's all recorded.
Okay.
It's fully done.
Okay. People can find it where?
It's not found yet.
Okay.
It's not released yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So
this
I'm glad
is
you mentioned
cool.
this.
This is like
so
right enough.
I put that teaser out.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the first time I've talked about it really on anything. So I'm excited to.
I've seen the teaser. It's incredible.
Oh,
it's
yeah. So it's on like Instagram and whatnot. So that kind of showed okay, what have I been working on for the last 2 years?
Yeah.
A little bit cryptic. So I'm going to release a couple more teasers. I'm going to release 2 singles this year.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, maybe 3 singles. And then I'm going to roll it out top of next year with the album and the documentary.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to wait till January?
Well, I just, there's like the holiday season.
Yeah.
And I also, historically for me, I want to finish a song and get it out like the next day.
Yes.
And that's just artists do that.
Yes.
But I've also realized I've never really been good with like strategically releasing things. I wanted to just drop the whole album, but people were like, hey, like
be thoughtful.
Be thoughtful. A lot of times they spend more money on just the release than the album, which I spent all my money on the album. But
no, it's like when you see these marketing budgets for film, they spend as much on marketing as they did creating the film.
I know. It's true.
Crazy.
I know. Yeah. And so I was like, I should probably give it a longer runway because I've got film aspects and I'm still trying to figure all that out. That to me in my brain is like a whole nother thing that I don't want to even
Are you
mess
going to
with.
release a couple at a time before that or the whole thing?
Yeah. No, I'll release probably 2 or 3 songs this year. And I don't really know. I might drop the whole thing in January I kind of hate it. I would have just loved to just release the whole thing, but the attention spans are just.
To me, it's smart.
I can understand if it's a concept album or you're a story album or whatever, you would want the whole thing. But if you're not too precious about, no, you need to hear 1, then track 2, then track. If you're not too precious, if it's not that kind of project, I dig
getting the songs
a couple
when you
songs,
get to have them.
and then I'm like, oh crap, when is this coming?
Yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, you kind of create like a hunger.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited for you, brother.
Thank you.
So where would they go hear your music?
Yeah, so on all the digital streaming platforms. So
Pandora.
Yeah.
Jordan
Pandora,
Critz.
Apple, Spotify, all the ones that don't pay you anything.
Yes. Yeah,
jordancritz.com.
Okay.
I mean, that's my website.
Okay.
I'm on social media.
Okay.
I don't really do much on social media, but
they will hear about what's coming on social media.
Yeah. Okay. I usually post to that.
Okay.
I wish it wasn't like that. You have to like figure out all these avenues.
I know,
and then your mom's like, hey, did you post on Facebook for my friends? I'm like, oh, I forgot about Facebook.
Totally.
I need to post on Facebook.
No, totally.
Haven't logged on in years, but
my kids are like 0% of Facebook is true.
Yeah. And YouTube, like things will be on YouTube. The video stuff will be on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the number one listening platform.
Is that wild?
In the world.
Listening.
YouTube.
I was
listening.
I'd put stuff out there that's not video too.
Yeah. Just for audio.
Oh yeah.
It's wild.
It's
good.
Man.
So you'll be able to find it.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for asking about it.
We're incredibly excited about what's coming for you. Can't wait. We and so much good stuff. I mean, when you just said the Steven Spielberg thing and then unpacked that for us, it hit me in such a way that I was like, I had this little bit moment like, did we only create the Jamie George so that Jordan would say that right there in the like it had that kind of an impact on me. It's just that whispering thing.
Yeah.
It's the muse, man. You gotta follow the muse, and it is clever and tricky and hidden and like it has to be cultivated in the garden.
It does.
And if you abandon it and you don't cultivate it, then it slowly fades. Like it just is it's the whispers.
It's so true.
Someone once said, still small voice.
Still small voice.
And that one of my favorite quotes ever is from Rilke.
Yes.
And it says, your deepest fears are the dragons that guard the doors to your deepest treasures.
Oh, gosh.
And they will always stick with me. It's in one of those.
I was like, I have the book somewhere.
But it's that. It's like you have to, your greatest fears, we're always wanting to run from them. The small voice, it's like, just push it down. But those are the dragons guarding the doors to your deepest treasures. If we could only face them. And it might take a long time, but you got to get through it, you know? And I think of this album as the same thing. Dang. So.
Wow.
That's exciting.
And it's the reminder we were talking about on one of the shows, like do something, like just take a step toward it. Take a step.
Yeah.
Take another step. There's these compounding steps. Just take another step. Take another step. Yeah. Get in motion. Do the thing. Honor the whisper.
Yep.
Right? And we sometimes wait until we think I have to have it figured out or I have to have it perfect. Like
100%.
No, release. There was a great line in Creativity Inc. where he says, show everybody early and often and I'm like, well, sometimes you're like, well, I shouldn't. I mean, that's pretty vulnerable.
Show them what?
Your art.
Oh,
your
before
idea.
it's done. And he's like, no.
that's
Show
tough.
it early and often because, and you know what? It'll get banged around enough that the real thing is going to find its way. It gets battered into shape.
That's true.
And I'm like, wow.
Man, that's really good.
We have this fun part. This is the fun part of the show
Okay,
where we
great.
have free association.
I've had fun, to be honest with you, till now. This is a fun.
This is awesome.
This is fun.
Thank you, Shane. This has all been fun. This is really fun. It's free association with, and also Shane's going to start us. He says a word, then I say a word, and you say a word.
Okay.
And we just keep going.
Okay.
The game is you can't pause. It has to be
Just
whatever word
don't
comes
try to
to your
make
mind.
it make sense.
Yeah, it can't. Yep,
Just-
doesn't matter. It could be
okay.
boring. It could be way out there. The first word that comes to your mind.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And the first person that says something stupid, we end it.
Well, that was quick.
You ready?
Okay.
Midnight.
Synth.
Battle.
Galactic.
Battlestar.
Okay.
Mind.
Ori.
Odysseus.
Time.
Construct.
Reality.
That's where time should be.
Where?
Right there. World.
World. Cosmos.
Stars.
Galileo.
Banished.
Jail.
Confinement.
Handcuffs.
Judgment.
Stuck.
Poop.
Sticky.
Smelly.
Okay. Ointment.
Oh my gosh.
Hemorrhoid.
Desitin.
Okay. Desitin. Pus?
Is that your word?
Yeah.
Boots.
Oh. Pus boots.
Puss in boots.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, thanks.
Tread.
Mill.
Oats.
Tower.
Babble.
Battlestar.
War.
What?
War.
War.
Galactica.
Art. No.
Oh, wait,
War.
what?
Art.
Art. Uncle.
Sam.
Kennison.
Off.
On.
Jack.
Daniels.
Craig.
Ferguson.
That's rap.
Heating and air.
It's so funny. At first I was like, what are you guys doing exactly? And I was like, oh, I got it. Yeah,
I got
you're
it.
saying random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what's in my mind. I was like,
I'm
oh,
literally,
okay, we're gonna do
I
this.
really try to play the game
It's
where
so
it's
funny.
only the first thing comes to mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I don't know what, and it is a psychological game. Someday we'll put this all together and have somebody analyze us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be
It's a
good.
code.
There's some code in there. Oh, it occurs to me
Yes.
before you go, we close with an exercise.
Okay.
What's one thing that you can do related to this conversation, creativity, art, making things? And the exercise is this. What if you could honor the failures? Ask what new good information did you get about yourself? So if you go, well, I fucked that up.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually how I first saw the exercise. It was honor the fuck ups. Honor it. Rather than run from it, rather than live in shame from it, rather than hide it. What new good information did you get from yourself because you were willing to walk forward, because you took that action. And you might be like, well, this action was really destructive. Okay. What new good information did you get about yourself? I remember I sat with a therapist once, and he was describing, it was the first time I'd heard someone unpacking the shadow self. It was like, an example of this is someone who's really clever as a thief. You go, well, the shadow, the dark side is you're stealing, but you're actually quite crafty and clever. Can you hold the tension of both? Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. Because you like, well, I stole.
Right.
Yeah, but you're really clever.
Totally.
Can you honor the light in what new good information you have about yourself?
That's wild.
Right? Oh, I'm actually quite crafty and clever. Can I channel that into the light instead of into the dark?
Right.
And, it's the old, what the devil meant for evil, how can God make it for good? Right. And so I thought, what a great line. So can you honor the failures, recognize that they're giving you information, and channel that energy into your next creative act?
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Incredible.
Thanks again, brother.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Go and thrive.
All right.